Hiking in the mountains is a wonderful experience.
Cheers.
Make sure you're used to it and don't have any prior injuries or niggles. I'll tell you all about what happened to me in a minute.
We're heading off to Fuente de.
Hi, if you're new here, my name's Nick Robinson and I've been living in the Algarve in Portugal for 23 years and I love it here, really do. And we've been having great fun growing this company, which is expanding immensely. And the whole purpose of the company is to help you relocate to Portugal and to help you settle and buy a house and everything like that. So get in touch with us on algarveaddicts.com and we can help you out. But now, also one of the main attractions of moving to the Algarve is actually being able to use it as a base to travel all the way throughout Europe. So this is one of the videos that we're doing to showcase where you can go, like some really cool spots around Europe. A couple of days ago we took a 10-hour road trip from the Algarve right up to northern Spain and we've arrived at the little town of Las Arenas. Really beautiful. Ready for our second day's hike. You got to admit, this place is absolutely stunning. But on the first day, we had completed the Ruta del Cádiz, which I showed you last week. And it's a really spectacular 26-kilometer gorge walk. We were tired, hungry, and sore. So we need to eat. Excuse me for a sec.
So yeah, look at that, tomatoes. Looking good. Charlie, why do you order padrons? Very good, very good.
Rain jacket. Just move quicker. Keep ahead of the rain.
Wow. So there's been a bit of drama this morning. We drove out to Tielve, which is this little place, or Tielve, which is where we're going to start the second day's walk. And we're going to head out to Sotre. I don't know if these the words are the right town names. But when we arrived here, my leg was really acting up from yesterday. So I'd taken some drugs and stuff and sprayed some stuff all over it. And I decided to just have a quick drone of the area and lifted the drone up and flew right into a tree, which was a bit stupid because, we don't have side sensors on the DJI Mini 3. And I was just trying to get this beautiful side shot of the village and bam, straight into a tree. So that meant I had to walk up this massively steep mountainside to try and search for my drone. There's no network connection here. So you don't, the Find My Drone thing didn't work very well. I just had a bearing. And then it was like a really, really hectic terrain. I mean, like this is steep. You may not be able to see it from here, but it's super steep. So I'm hobbling up and down these hills with my leg going all messed up and like on these sticks and stuff, trying to eventually, miraculously, I found the drone. The problem is the drone's broken. So I launched it off and it sort of flew a little bit silly and went down the hillside. So I had to scramble after it and go and try and catch it. But so that drama's over. Got the drone. Thank God I've got all the footage from yesterday. So we're just going to have to try and fix the drone. And I'm going to try and, I've got the car keys, so I'm going to go and meet them at their halfway point. So another exciting day in Spain. Wow, so happy to find this guy. Man. I now had all the time in the world and I really soaked up the atmosphere and just rested before I could try and hobble down and then drove down to Sotres. But it's just such an incredible place. There's so much energy, different kind of energy that you feel with these mountains around you, and it's just Really, truly spectacular. I was doing my best to just soak it in. Hello. You okay there, buddy? While I'm driving over to Sotrej, let me take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Drift Adventures. They run amazing adventures all over the world. And will be returning to the Picos in June 2025. So if this type of thing is up your alley, get in touch with Charlie Pairing. I've left his details in the description below. He's a top bloke, man. I think I just fell in love with this website. I mean, I've known it for a while, All Trails. I got the app on my phone, but look at this. It just zooms in and just previews the trail. And then we started here at Tilv, and that's where I lost my drone, and that's where I sat waiting for them for a while, and they set off on that path going straight up. And if you look at the verticalness of that, I was happy that I didn't have to travel along there with my gammy leg. Anyway, so I drove around to the right following this blue line, and met them behind this mountain called Mount Kamba. And I relaxed in the village and met the locals a little bit and had a coffee, and I took some time lapses of this beautiful, stunning view. And it was really amazing, just absorbing the whole energy of the area. And look who I bumped into. Charlie Pairing and the Drift crew.
Tono para falar inglés? Oh, okay. So they must have a different tone per farmer.
For each farmer?
Yeah.
For
So
each bell?
Each bell has a different ringtone.
Amazing.
So the farmer. So that's That's beautiful. And a backup?
Ah, different, yeah.
So that's where the billy goat stew comes from.
Dinner looks like a quiet affair, but I assure you it wasn't. It was the last night at our wonderful hotel, and we were heading southeast towards a little village called Portugal. However, before we transferred over to the new hotel, we were going to do a hike just near Las Arenas, up to a little village called Bulnes, and the hike was called the Canal del Tejo. So they were going to go do that. I went over to the physio to go and check out my leg, and she stuck some pins in and acupuncture and all that stuff and said, do not walk for at least 7 days. I was like, oh, well, that's sad, because I'm here to walk. Anyway, so they went up. It's quite interesting because parallel to their walk is a funicular, which actually goes 8 minutes up through the center of the mountain. It's phenomenal. And I met them up there in pouring rain for lunch.
Just to give you an idea what it's like. Yeah.
Ah, there you go. Brilliant. That's perfect.
Are you scared, Charlie?
We had gathered our goods from the hotel and set off down to Portugal. And it was, I keep saying spectacular, but obviously you look at these mountains, they're phenomenal. And we're driving along this thin little road and they're doing this roadworks on here, which is quite massive, in the middle of the rain. Anyway, it was an amazing drive. It really was incredible. And then Portugal was such an absolute delight to explore. That's a bad sign. Tequila coming out so early. Uh-oh. Chicken nuggets, steak, pizza, hamburgers.
Mountain food.
Chicken nuggets, Joe.
I haven't got them, but I probably should. But no swinging your hips.
Did you just swear? We're heading off to Fuente de, which is a teleférico or a cable car. We're going to head right up there and then walk down all the way through the mist. So Charlie, we're going on a cable car today. Do you know anything about it?
No.
Now that right there is a classy guide. You see, he doesn't beat around the bush. He just gives you the information in single syllables. Brilliant stuff. But anyway, all joking aside, this is a recce trip. So Charlie's never been here before. So he was being truthful. Normally, he knows everything about everything. I promise.
What did they say?
Tequilas.
Or tequila. Actually, you know that this means tickets, not drinks.
At the Italian Air Force anyway, near us.
A 1850 metros sobre el nivel del mar. En la estación superior disponen de servicio de cafetería y tienda.
4 days, you said nothing.
Wow, what a spectacular
Cheerio,
view.
guys.
Eh?
I'm going to have a nice coffee.
Yeah,
Just enjoy this.
sounds brilliant.
Just enjoy this.
Hi.
Oh, Nick,
Hola, Nick.
would you like a coffee?
Hola, Nick.
I suppose I found out about the Picos del Europa many years ago, and I've been wanting to come up here for 5-6 years and explore them. They're so close to our doorstep down in the Algarve, just sort of day's drive away. And this trip's all been about doing a recce, finding some routes, finding some trails, seeing whether there's enough scope for day trips, for multi-day treks, river rafting, restaurants, gastronomy, and it's just been an extraordinary experience so far. We've had amazing weather. I think we've got to time the windows well. Mix of walks, some long routes down the Ruta de Carras, which were sort of 26 kilometres, up to Bulnes, little short walk up through the river valley. And now we're at the top of Fuente de, doing a section of the PR24, which will take us all the way down to the bottom. So a nice sort of descent walk today, which will take us through a lot of the high pastures that the cattle get left on during the winter. As you can see, the scenery is absolutely astounding. We're above the cloud line, it's been a fantastic reconnaissance trip to lead into some new trips next spring and next autumn.
Ready for action, Joe?
So beautiful.
You guys ready to crush it all the way down?
Absolutely.
20 minutes down.
20 minutes down, I'm going to run as fast as I can.
So come on, guys, give us one word to describe this place.
Spectacle.
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 What do you think, Claude? I think it's like pretty average.
I've seen better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Dublin, they
Exactly.
got much better little hillocks.
Dublin's much better, yeah.
Yeah,
Ticknock in Dublin is much more pretty.
much more pretty than this.
Unless you're doing something really frequently, you do lose the skill, don't you?
When I was upselling with that, I said well, we're just under 2,000 metres, so you're depleted of oxygen, I think 15-20% less than you would be at mean sea level, so you're going to be puffing a bit.
Sadly, after an hour of walking up the top, I decided it wasn't worth it to carry on injuring myself, and I returned on my own and had a lonely lunch on the top of the cable car. But it was beautiful and picturesque, and it was amazing to observe the clouds coming up and around. I descended and I strolled along the flat bit to go and meet them. And finally, wait, what is that? It's them! Reunited again, we proceeded to seek out nutritious and delicious sustenance back in Portugal. Hey man, brilliant. Vegetarian in a meat restaurant. I asked Clodagh and Helen how the trip was, because I couldn't ask Jo, because she's Charlie's wife and completely biased.
It's lettuce and everything is...
Well, I had driven past the Picos this summer with my family, so I had seen the mountain range, so I knew how impressive it was. I was probably a little bit apprehensive that some of the climbs would be difficult, but they were all achievable, and the paths were really good and well marked. The weather was a mixture, but we mixed the climbs depending on the weather each day, and Charlie was absolutely amazing. Do you not agree, Helen?
Charlie was incredible. It was absolutely incredible. I thought some of the tracks were a little bit harder than others, but yeah, it was. Charlie exceeded the expectations, and he was incredible. He looked after us very well.
Thanks, Charlie. Personally, I loved it. I really enjoyed it. With all the drone crashes and the knees and all that, I still loved it. It was amazing. And I hope you guys out there enjoyed the video. Thanks for the concern in the comments on the previous video. My knee's feeling much better, thank you. And I'm strengthening it in preparation for our next adventure. Now let me know in the comments if you have any ideas. We really want to show you how awesome the Algarve is as a base for further travel. See you next week.
algarveaddicts.com. We'll see you next week, but if you need any help relocating to the Algarve, click through to our website, algarveaddicts.com. We offer tours, immigration assistance, long-term rentals, and we can buy your house.